Okay, it says I'm live. I'm going to give it a moment or two. Might be a quiet evening tonight. But we'll give it a couple of moments for hopefully some people to come in. Kathleen, I see you. Scott, good to see you. Carcane, good to see you as well. I decided to do kind of an impromptu live thing because, well, I'll tell you guys in a minute. I want to wait for some more people to come in. Nathan, Rudy, good to see you. You're in. Good. Very good. Good to see everybody. Happy Saturday evening. What's everybody been up to today? What's been going on? Range Randy, where have you been? I'm going to address that. I definitely will. Anthony, good to see you as well. I appreciate that, man. Daniel, Nicholas, good to see you. I will definitely address why I haven't been around quite as much. So we will get that going. Someone got a new gun. I did. I'll talk about that as well. Ranger, good to see you. Nightwolf, good to see you as well. I'm glad you're back. Well, thank you. I haven't really been gone, but again, I will address that here in just a moment or two. But I want to just say thanks to everybody for hanging out for just a little while. This may last an hour, it may not. It just kind of depends on questions and where the conversation goes and all that kind of good stuff. Nightwolf just got back from the range. Tell me about it. What'd you shoot today? I'll be curious about that. Mean Gene, good to see you. Ty, good to see you as well. I really appreciate that. So several people have said, miss your videos or where have you been and that sort of thing. And so I've been here the whole time. I haven't really left. Now, I got sick a couple of weeks ago, and that took me out of the fray for a little while. I'm kind of a bacteria infection, and it wasn't very pleasant. So I took a week off from the stream, and then last week for the four guys chat, whatever it is, I had some work that I needed to do. So sometimes real life gets in the way every once in a while, but I'm still around. I'm not making as many videos as you guys can see. I'll be honest with you. I've been enjoying just going to the range and just having some fun for a little while. I haven't done that in so long. Other than a few little peppers here and there, I haven't really done that in probably 3 years or so. So it's been really nice to be able to go to the range and just enjoy. No cameras, no project in mind or anything like that, just going and shooting. And that's been just really kind of therapeutic for me. So Eric, yeah, good to see you. The 5 posts a day from TYM was getting old. So I am working on a new video. I'm taking my time with it a little bit more. It's done. I'm still working on the editing. And actually, one of the 2 guns, you guys will laugh, one of the 2 guns I sent to a buddy. You'll see it on his channel very soon, hopefully. And I did that without taking pictures for thumbnails. And so I think he's actually going to take some pictures for me, which is very nice because he's going to have the gun for a while. So, you know, that's just kind of how the way things go, unfortunately. So Nightwolf, CZP 10C, and then rented a shield. Very cool. Very, very cool indeed. And Kathleen, last range trip, took my CZP 09. Loved it. Shoots very well. That's awesome. Very good. And Ty, yeah, I totally agree. Every once in a while, you need to do things for yourself. And I've just kind of dialed things back a little bit. And it's been absolutely delightful. So Scott saying picked up a Tanfoglio Witness Pro in 10 millimeter. That is absolutely fantastic. Congratulations. I hear very good things about those. And 10 millimeter is a ton of fun. And what a great platform to shoot 10 millimeter out of. It absorbs some of that recoil. It's got that nice weight. That is very cool indeed. So let's see. Carcane, what gun do you shoot for the fun of it? You know, that's the really, it's the fun thing and also the challenging thing to go back and revisit some guns that I haven't shot in a while. And actually, one of them is the HK VP9 SK. I haven't shot this gun in a really long time, and I wanted to go back and revisit it. I got a lot of flack when I did the comparison between the Glock 26 and that, and then coming back and revisiting the Glock 26. So eventually, I'm going to revisit the HK VP9 SK because I think it's a great gun, and that's been a lot of fun. But some other ones as well. And Ranger 10 millimeter, in love with your 320 X5 Legion. That is awesome. Yeah, that one is gone right now. It's going to come back. It's out on loan to a buddy, but I miss it. I miss it a lot. It's such a great firearm. So just another deplorable. You need to try out the Diamondback AM2. Mine is great. Well, funny thing. Diamondback sent me a couple of firearms. This was probably 6 months ago. That was one of them, and that was when it first came out. I did not have a very good experience with it, and I think with any firearm, with any manufacturer, you could potentially run into some issues, and it could have been me. It may not have been the firearm, but I was able to replicate the error enough times to where I said, I'm not going to do it, and I actually sent it back to them. So it just didn't work out, but I have heard good things about them, and it certainly felt good in the hand. So I'm glad you're enjoying that. So. I carry my revolver. Did you watch Sticks and Stones? I have not watched Sticks and Stones. I have not, but yeah, Ty, the VP9 SK is great. It's a lot of fun. It's a good gun. It feels good in the hand, and I like the size. I like the subcompact size. I mean, you're a little bit deficient in rounds, I suppose, but I like the smaller package that it delivers. So. I've just been enjoying that. Range Randy, my SIG P320 X5 Legion is sweet, second only to the CZ Shadow 2. And so the video that I've been working on is the comparison between the two. It is an if I could only have one. So there will be a winner of that. But I'll tell you what, that X5 Legion certainly gives the Shadow 2 a run for its money. No doubt about that. But Ferrets with Guns Saturday night. Yeah, I just at the last minute decided, because so many people have been asking, where are you? Why aren't you making videos? Everything okay? All that. Everything is fine. I decided, let's do kind of an ad hoc chat. Anybody who wants to join on a Saturday night, it's kind of an odd night for me, but we might still do maybe a Monday or Tuesday night. I haven't decided just yet, but I thought it'd be fun to just catch up for a little while, because I haven't made videos and I haven't been on chats for a couple of weeks. I've been kind of missing it, to be honest with you. So. But let's see. 1776 loves his Caracol. He thinks you should get one. No, he doesn't. I know the truth on that. Gizzard Gary, good to see you, my friend. Very good to see you. So, Minor, looking for an entry-level 1911. Any suggestions? It depends on your budget. I don't know what your budget is. If you are able to go up to about $1,000, I would look into Rugers, like the SR 1911, even some SIGs. There's some good SIG 1911s out there. I mean, I think that's a great place to start, but there are some other options as well, for sure. Nightwolf trying to find a P10S here in Phoenix. That's another one I've been going back and kind of enjoying just a little bit, the little P10S here. I've got it kind of decked out. It's a great gun. Hopefully you'll be able to find one. I'm hearing more and more people are able to find those, which is great. Dennis B., great to see you, my friend. Very good. John Haugen, hopefully I'm saying that right. If not, I do apologize. All right, thinking about checking out the Stoeger STR9. Well, I did pick that up, and this was long before like the demonetization happened and all that. So I still have it. I've not done the review yet. In fact, I haven't even shot it yet, but I will at some point. It's not going anywhere. I mean, it was inexpensive enough to where it doesn't make sense to sell it or anything like that. So it'll be around. Scott saying good luck finding a P10S. Well, okay, so Frontier Justice here in Kansas City, Kansas, they have 3 or 4 right now. So call them up, order one from them. They've got them. In fact, they've got the optics ready if it hasn't already sold. So they do have them right now. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Kathleen thought my SP01 was pricey. Yeah. Nathan, Rock Island Lipsy's exclusive 10 millimeter. That would be very, very cool. I have not seen that, however, but you've got me curious on that one. Nightwolf, how's the G2C running for you? I mean, it still runs great. I don't have an issue with that at all. And I've had a couple people ask if I'm going to do I guess it's kind of a full-size G2C that just came out. No, I've had my run with that. It's been a lot of fun. I expect it to run basically the same, just a little bit bigger, but I don't have interest in that at this point in time. Doobie, I got a new toy, P365 XL. Very nice. Very, very cool. We'll start carrying it. PO1 will be in the safe for the rest of the summer. Give it a bit of a rest. I like the 365 XL. They're great guns. That one also is out on loan to another channel right now. So I'm missing a couple of firearms, which is always a bummer, but it'll be exciting to see what they have to say about them. So it's always worth it there. Carcane, agree that the RIA makes a decent under 500 1911, but I'd spend more and get a Ruger SR 1911. I think both are great. I don't have a problem with either one. I've enjoyed Rock Island. I don't know. I've tested 3 or 4 of their firearms, and I think they put together a good gun. I really do. So definitely worth checking out. Ferrets with Guns, because you weren't around to talk me off the ledge, I went and ordered a Rex Delta. Oh, brother. All right. Well, I'll be excited to hear what you have to say about that. You might have a totally different take on it. So that's exciting. Either way, congratulations. Mega Running Turtles, CDNN Sports, has some nice budget 1911s in stock. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Mean Gene would love to see a lot more in 10 millimeter. Yeah, I mean, at some point, again, the review schedule has dramatically changed. So I'm still making videos, in the middle of making one now, but they'll be fewer and farther between for the foreseeable future, and that's just because I had to kind of move things around a little bit after the channel got dinged. So, but we're still here, so we're still making videos and all that kind of good stuff. Ranger 10, don't loan any to 1776. Will be a decade before getting it back. Yeah, well, that's kind of true. Kathleen, are you going to try the Masada? You know, I saw Honest Outlaw's video on the Masada, and he has me very curious about it. The one thing that's kind of a hang up for me, that trigger, he went into pretty good detail on the trigger, and I'm not terrifically excited about that, but I don't know. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see what happens. I don't know. Daniel Butler bought CZ75 Compact last Labor Day weekend sale and took it to the range today. Love it. Very cool, man. Congratulations. CZ75, it's tough to go wrong. It really is. It just is a long-standing, fantastic build. Carcane, thoughts on possible upcoming legislation, possible magazine restrictions, background checks for ammo, body armor. I'm not in favor of any of it. I mean, I'll say that right off the bat. I think things are probably going to change a little bit. Hopefully not very much. Hopefully we won't be impacted very much, but I think that the tables are turning a little bit. We'll just have to see. I mean, hopefully we won't have to give up any rights or anything like that. But time will tell. Time will tell. Ty, for me, with the Masada, it's the price point from IWI that has me intrigued. I totally get that. And I would agree with that. I mean, it is truly fully loaded, ready for an optic. I mean, that's a big deal. Optics are becoming more and more important. I'm actually testing a Holosun. It's the 407. I've already got the 507, but testing the 407 for Optics Planet. And so far I've been very impressed. So that video will be coming out at some point in time. We'll see when that comes out, but shooting footage is done. So that's always the first step in getting everything taken care of. So Nightwolf, the Masada does look really interesting for the price. Yeah, totally agree with that. Totally agree. Scott, I'd rather have a steel frame Jericho than the Masada. I don't know enough about the Jericho. I've held one, I think, once, and it was okay. I actually am a little bit more intrigued with the Masada, to be honest with you. But I don't know. Kathleen, okay, talking to Ty and a modular system. Yep. Nightwolf, is the Patreon down? Well, I closed my Patreon account down. I did, and that was totally by choice. From the beginning, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I don't like the idea of Patreon and that sort of thing. I appreciate all those who supported me. That meant the world, and that was very cool. But I don't like the principle of Patreon. So I did shut that down, and that was just by choice. So I like not having to worry about that sort of thing. But hopefully we'll still be able to have some good interactions regardless. So. Ranger 10, have a Romeo 1 Pro ordered from a 320 X5 Legion. Very cool. I'm actually excited for the Romeo Micro for the 365 XL. I think that'll be kind of cool. But I think it might be a little while before that comes out, even though I actually thought it was supposed to be out now, but whatever. Is there much difference from the 507C versus the 407C? The big difference is in the electronics. The 407 has just a dot, and the 507 has the dot, and then the circle and dot reticle, that sort of thing. So less cumbersome electronics, but I find that most people really use the dot, as do I. So it's $100 less expensive, and you get basically the same thing, same quality of build and all that kind of good stuff. So I think that's okay. Carcane, I think AIM Surplus has Jerichos with the Israeli Police Force logo right now. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool indeed. Okay. Crimson Productions have had a chance to see the STI Combat Master. If so, what do you think? Well, it just so happens I have. This is the STI Combat Master. I had the opportunity to walk into this, and I couldn't say no. And I figure because it's a limited run, you're not going to see these much longer. And so I did pick that up. In fact, I shot that at the range today, and it was a dream. It was a dream to shoot. A lot of fun. I mean, I could tell the quality of fitment and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I might make a video about it at some point in time, but it really truly was an experience. So a lot of fun there. Jerry's Wood Shop, how are you? Good to see you. Mischievous, good to see you as well. Isn't the Romeo Zero supposed to be polymer? Yeah, I think it is. I think you're exactly right. But that means it's going to weigh very little. Now, I don't know how robust it's going to be, though, if it's going to be polymer. And I don't know if the shroud over the glass is going to be polymer or if there's going to be a little steel insert. I don't know how that's going to go. So time will tell on that one. Scott, did you see SIG release the new P365 SAS? I did not. What is? I'll have to check that out. SAS. I'm not sure what that's all about. So you've got me very curious. Guero, sup, pimp? I like that. That's good. Yeah, tell me more about the SAS when you can. I mean, Gene, great choice. I had the PCR, best grip, feels a part of me. Yeah. PCR is a great gun, no doubt about it. I prefer the PO1, but they're basically the same gun, and at least in terms of ergonomics. So very good guns indeed. But been having some fun with another build actually put together with several different companies. So I'll give you guys a little sneak preview of this guy. You're not going to be able to see the colors very well on this, but it was put together. The frame was actually done. This thing was a Gen 4, kind of a beat up old Gen 4 Glock, nothing special. And so Sonoran Defense did the framework on this, laser stippled this, and then Zafiri Precision put together the slide, did all the cuts and the milling and everything. And then it's the oh my gosh, I'm totally drawing a blank. I'll have to think about it here in just a second. We've got a tactical pontoon trigger, which I'm very excited about. Williams Gunworks, there it is. Williams Gunworks barrel. You guys have actually already seen that on a video, and it belongs with this gun. So I'm excited to put that together as well and get that out there for you guys. So look for that in the near future, I suppose. Guerrero, I'm really upset that the G3 mags aren't compatible with the G2C. Yeah, I actually haven't really played around with any magazine compatibility at all with that, to be honest with you. Carcane, the Combat Master is incredible. Yeah, it's a great gun, no doubt about it. It's pretty incredible to shoot, no doubt about that either. Scott, there's no snag system. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. You're probably talking to someone else. And Ranger 10, do you like the lock grips on your CZs? 210%. Absolutely. They change the feel of the CZs dramatically. Now, I like the thin checkered grips because I can get just a little bit more grip all the way around the firearm. And I just absolutely love them. No doubt about that. Dave Gass, 365 SAS is awesome. Sights are part of the slide. Totally original. Okay, so you guys have me very curious about this. I'm going to have to go. Apparently, I've been out of the loop or something. I don't know. I'll have to go study up on that. What was the total cost of the upgrades? I'm assuming you're talking about this guy, the Gen 4. I haven't really thought about that. I mean, the companies were nice enough to put this together for me, but I mean, I'd say it's probably somewhere in the ballpark of $600 or $700 for all of that, maybe a little bit more, but I'd have to put pen to paper on that one. Ranger 10, both of them, both on my CZs, very nice indeed. Scott, it's basically a melted framing controls. I'm not sure what that is. For a non-snag for concealed carry. Okay. Fair enough. Steve B, good to see you. Picked up an FN 509 at Gander, outdoors on sale, then an extra 20% off the sale price, out the door for $650. Couldn't pass it up. Very nice. Very nice. Now, is that the tactical or the standard 509 or the M, the mid-size 509? I'd be curious about that. Anti-SJW, what do you guys think of the LWRC I'm assuming it's Reaper MK2. I don't really know much about that, to be honest with you. I know they put out is that the 45 that they just put out? If so, it looks very cool, but it's like $3,000. So that's pretty hefty chunk of change there. Nathan, your choice for full size 45 ACP suppressor host. Gosh, if I was going to do 45, I don't know, I might do something like an FNX 45. It makes a great suppressor host. It's a pretty unwieldy firearm. I mean, the grip is massive. You talk about a 4x4, people tease Glock about that. That FNX 45 is massive. However, it is awesome suppressed. So might be a good trade-off for that. BH Clint at William Gunworks is the man. He's done a ton of work on my 19. He just had a heart attack. Wow. I actually didn't know that, but you're exactly right. He's incredibly talented. Hopefully he'll be back up and running very soon. He has quite a craft, no doubt about that. Carcane, have you seen that Ruger PC9 with the new M-LOK handguard? Kind of looks like an American PPSH. I really want one. I actually did. It was in a cabinet. I didn't have him get it out or anything. It was at Frontier Justice, and it looks pretty cool. It really does. It was kind of tempting, but I'm not going to do a Ruger PC9 at this time. But it looked very cool, no doubt about that. And for the money, it's kind of hard to beat. Brian, being Dave, what is a P365 SAS? Yeah, I know. I was curious about that as well. Scott, just waiting for HK to announce that they are suing Taurus over the G3 designation because it wouldn't surprise me if HK had that trademarked. Well, that's interesting. I hadn't even thought about that. Okay, Steve B, the tactical, that's a steal, man. You did very well on that. Congratulations. Nicely done. Okay, so Range Randy, SIG SAS stands for SIG Anti-Snag. Now I know what you guys are talking about. Okay, that makes sense. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And Ty's saying the G3 looks like a blown up G2C and Taurus has 100% designed that. Yeah, I'll be curious to know how all of that goes on. Okay, Auntie is saying the Reaper MK2 is a 308 AR-10. I'm looking for a piston semi-auto. I'm torn between the LWRC, B&T, and CZ Bren. Man, that CZ Bren is a tank. Not the prettiest firearm out there, but it's pretty fun to shoot. Yeah, I don't know. Those are all very good brands. I've never experienced any of those, but I hear good things about all of them. The Bren I've seen in person. I've not shot it, but Peter KS, how do you like your XTAR? It's fantastic. It's a great gun, especially for the price. I think it's fantastic. Now it's pretty much all polymer, but once you get past that, it's a great gun, no doubt about it. Scott saying go for the Bren. Guerrero, the G3 looks awesome, but they shouldn't have made the mags. They should have made the mags compatible with the G2C. I agree with that. We shouldn't have had to rely on P226 mags or Pro mags for the extended option for the G2C. Yes, I agree. Ferrets with Guns, Williams Gun Works should be working again. Good. I'm very glad to hear that. Very glad. BH, where are you located in Kansas? Wichita here. Nice. I'm in Kansas City. So we're about, 3 hours apart from each other-ish, something like that. Mischievous Tavor 7. Those things look freaking cool. No doubt about that. After the Combat Master, no budget for anything at this point in time. I think I'm done for the rest of the year. But Young Guns, good to see you. Yeah, man, it has been a while for sure. It has been a while. Yep, Scott, Kansas City. That's exactly right. Nathan saying, I second the Bren. Yeah, see, Kim, good to see you, man. Caracol was a flop for 1776. Yeah, I'm really bummed about that. He was so excited, and I hate when somebody's really excited about something and it turns out to be a flop. I can relate with the AREX Delta. To me, that was a little bit of a flop. I didn't care for it. Ferret, you might have a totally different experience than I did. It just wasn't for me. I wasn't very impressed with it. But that's the fun of all of this. You kind of dial it into the ones that you really like. So it is a bummer that he had that experience, though. Scott, KS have put a few thousand rounds through my PC9 carbine. It's a hoot to shoot. Very fun and cheap because it's 9mm. That's the thing about the PDWs and pistol caliber carbines, things like that. They are so much fun to shoot, and they don't break the bank, generally speaking. Now, of course, you have to pay the price of admission, but once you do, they are just a ton of fun, especially if you can throw a can on it, that sort of thing. And I know with the Rugers you can get it. So yeah, I totally agree with that. Well said indeed. Ty, yeah, X5 Legion has me done probably till next August. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're a little expensive, but for what you get, I think they're actually pretty reasonable. Dennis Jones, Walmart chose not to sell ammo for short rifles, selling hunting ammo though. So how much ammo does a guy need for hunting with this AR-10 pistol? Good point. I don't think anybody should be shopping at Walmart if you can avoid it. Although it can be tough. I mean, it just depends on your situation. Gizzard Gary, I grew up in Kansas town, around 3,000 people, moved to a city of 1,000 people, probably nobody ever heard of either. Yeah, I've probably heard of it, to be honest with you. But there are a lot of small towns in Kansas, no doubt about that. Carcane, talked me out of buying a High Point 1095 and converting it into a Hightower Armory bullpup. I'm not going to talk you out of it. I don't think I'd do it, but I'm not going to talk you out of it. Oh, D Unstoppable. Has the Glock 42 380 improved with the recent gen? Thinking of buying one soon. There really is only one gen of the Glock 42 that I'm aware of. I don't think they put out a new gen. They've probably made some little tweaks here and there, but it's really not a gen. I mean, they had a version 1, if you will, but they made some internal tweaks very early on because they were having some problems loading hollow points. I had one of the original version 1s, I guess you could say, and it definitely had problems with that. A lot of people say run Full Metal Jacket in 380 anyway, but the newer version of it, it doesn't seem to have that problem. So you should be totally fine. And Glock 42 is a great gun. Whiskey Breath. I like that. Check out Robinson Arms XCRM. All right. Very cool. Still creepy. Good to see you. All boycott Walmart. Yeah, I'm down with that. Gizzard Gary has a 42, about a year old, great shooter. Yeah, if I was going to do a 380 again, I'd probably do a 42 or maybe a Shield EZ. But the 42, of course, is uber concealable if that's what you're going for. That CZ is a lot of fun, or EZ rather, is a lot of fun to shoot. By the way, they put out the Performance Center Shield EZs. There's the black one, the silver one, and the gold one. It's they're all blinged out basically. I saw two of them, the black one and the gold one, and the black one was actually kind of cool. It was all right. It had some lightning cuts and all that kind of stuff. The gold one, no, because the gold was kind of chintzy. It didn't look higher end, and I know it's a Shield EZ. It's not really high end, but I was kind of expecting a little bit more from that. But either way, they're a lot of fun to shoot. All right, I'm catching up here for a moment or two. Oh, okay, Gizzard Gary grew up in Burlington. I've been to Burlington many times. Linden, I've heard of Linden. I have never been there before. Burlington, Flint Oaks is not too far from that. And I used to go to Flint Oaks quite a bit. So been through Burlington many a time. Ranger 10, got my Ruger American in the Go Wild camo. Okay, 6.5 out today, ready for coyote season here in Indiana. Very nice, very nice. Brian, almost bought a CZ Scorpion with an SB3 folding brace and a binary trigger, $1,600. Glad I didn't, as I already have a 9mm PCC. I like the Scorpion. The Scorpion's fine. The one, I guess I have two criticisms. The grip angle is really strange, so I always go with like the Apex grip. I think Magpul might have a grip as well, and they're inexpensive. But then also the safety lever. Safety lever gets in the way, man. It's not very comfortable at all. I ended up dremeling off the right side of mine. So there are aftermarket solutions for that as well. I don't know why they did that. I think that was sort of a miss on an otherwise good gun. Being Dave Gass, the 365 SAS picture, no sights on the gun, but when you look at the back of the slide, that's where the sights are. That's just strange to me. I'm going to have to check it out. You've got me very curious. Ty, I started boycotting Walmart when they stopped selling ARs. Yeah, I get that. Brian is saying buy the easy 380. Yeah, I mean, it's all about what you want. I mean, if you want something uber concealable, the 42 might be the way to go. Keith Gregory, good to see you. The first Glock 42 had issues, but the ones now are good. Yeah, that's why I say there was kind of a version 1 to version 2. There was even a little number on the inside, and on several of the parts, there's a number 1 and a number 2. So look for the number 2. You kind of have to take it apart to do it, but it's there. Or at least they used to do that. I don't know if they do it anymore. Havoc, good to see you. All is definitely well. Still creepy. Underwood Defender for 380. Yeah. That's good ammo. Keith Gregory, SIG P238 is my favorite 380. It's a great gun for sure. Rabbi, good to see you, brother. Very good to see you. Whiskey Brett, just thought I'd toss another option out there since you were undecided. The Gun Snob, good to see you as well. Yeah, Dennis Jones, blinging up a concealed carry gun seems wasteful somehow. I have no room to talk. I have no room to talk. Even though, I mean, no, my shield's pretty blinged up. Yeah, it's pretty blinged up. My 365 is not, however. It's totally stock. Angry D, good to see you. Hey, KS, long time no see. I got unsubs somehow, guessing YouTube is up to their games again. Well, glad to see you just the same. Those things, that does happen from time to time. I don't really understand why. Carcane, the 43 is only a hair bigger than the 42, and 9mm is way better than 43. Just my 2 cents. You know, it all depends on what you're into. I enjoy shooting a 380. I think they're fun. Now, 42 is still going to be a little bit snappy, but there's something fun about that. I've never understood why it's so much more expensive, except, of course, volume of sales. But I like 380s. I really do. Rabbi, Walmart didn't even cave to crap. They weren't making money on it, so they scrapped it. Well, they scrapped it like everything else. Yeah. Yeah, you're exactly right. The free feel good points. Well said. I think that's really crappy, but I think you're exactly right. C Kim, congrats on 38,000 subs. Getting tougher with YouTube politics. Yeah, it's a really weird thing. Even though the channel is now fully monetized again, it hasn't changed anything because I don't get the volume that I used to get. It's like they kneecapped me 2 months ago, and even though they've turned everything back on, they didn't give me any legs back. It just has stayed just kind of dead in the water a little bit, which is really unfortunate. Although, admittedly, I haven't been putting out as many videos either, and that doesn't help, but it is what it is. Anti-SJW, KS, good idea adding a spring kit to self-defense pistols. My Sphinx having horrible break that jerks the sight picture a little bit. Also bought an M&P 340. I'm not sure what that is recently for pocket. Fantastic break and sight. I don't have a problem with adding a spring kit to defensive pistols. You know, if keep in mind, 1911s oftentimes have 2 or 3 pound triggers. And so, you know, people get really weird about a trigger like this P10S. This P10S has whatever, 4.5 pound, almost 5 pound trigger. That's pretty light. You can certainly get it lighter. The P10C, this P10C has about a 4 pound trigger because I've done some work on it. It's still perfectly legitimate for carry. I don't, people make a big thing out of that. I really don't. If it's a righteous, you know, whatever, then I think you're going to be okay. Scott, Walmart had 20% of the ammunition sales in the country. They were making money. It's a good point. All right, catching up again here, guys. Dexter, good to see you. Hoping with Walmart dumping ammo sales, it will surplus the market share for lower prices. I don't know. I thought about that as well. I haven't seen any changes or shifts yet, but you never know. Daniel, God is my judge. Good to see you. Then why did China Mart also send a statement to Congress if it was just about losing money? Yeah, that's very true. I think they were looking for an opportunity, right? I really do. Keith Gregory, if you're looking at a 380, the M&P EZ is worth looking at. I agree. I definitely agree. The gun snob, I like the 42 that my wife stole from me. Scott, the Scorpion grip angle is designed for full auto fire. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. It's a lot better if you hold it as low as you can near where it flares out. Apparently, that's how they do it in Europe. I totally agree. Having glasses, I have to hold rifles a little bit differently because it pushes up and gives me double vision, or my head tilts down a little bit too much and I get double vision. So I have to hold those a little bit wonky. And so for that reason, the grip angle makes a little bit more of a difference. But I'm sure you're exactly right. Still creepy. Hey, people, don't forget to push the thumbs up button. Appreciate it. For a minute there, I thought you said thumbs down button, but I'm used to that as well. I mean, there are two so far, so people haven't forgotten about that. Guerrero, I got a Lynx 12 semi-auto shotgun Sega clone and a Civet, I guess, 12 pump action shotgun that both take Sega mags. Both very fun to shoot. You should check them out. You know, I'm not a big shotgun guy, to be honest with you. I did that one, Rock Island. I forget the name of it now, but that was fun. But I'm just not a big shotgun guy, to be honest with you. Dexter, with the remonetize, it's like a reset. It's really not. That is actually a myth. The reset thing happens. I mean, if you go through and you wipe out all of your descriptions and you start over again with things like that, you do kind of flip the reset button a little bit. But the demonetization shouldn't have affected that, because over the course of the previous month, before they accepted me back into the partner program, I was moving along and still putting out videos and everything. And so the algorithms and the analytics don't make sense for that. You would think that would be true, but I really don't think it is. I really don't. It has just never been the same. Dennis Jones, shooting my Dan Wesson Razorback last week was so much fun. I ordered a SIG P220 in 10 millimeter today. Nice. Is there a Freedom Anonymous for us unfortunates? Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? That's very cool, though. Congratulations. Scott, this is where it gets really dangerous. CEOs doing the left's bidding. Yeah, I agree with that. Philippe, I agree. I would get the G43 or an LC9S before the G42. Okay, fair enough. Mean Gene, check out Johnny Glock's new flat aluminum trigger. I will do that. I never say no to a new Glock trigger. Rabbi, I don't see anything close to that. Scott, nobody is ever at the ammo counter when I'm there. I don't believe it. Fair enough. I never bought ammo from there. Yeah, Philippe, the LC9S is almost the same size as the G42 and cheaper to shoot. Yeah, 9mm is cheaper. No doubt about that. That 42 is pretty tiny. LC9S is pretty small too, though. You're right. Ty saying ammo warehouse is where I get my ammo. Yeah. I get it from Centerfire. I just buy bulk from them. D Unstoppable, I'm seeing the anti-gun virus is spreading. Now saying the NRA are terrorists. Well, they'll say anything. That's ridiculous. The NRA doesn't have its proverbial stuff together, but they're not terrorists. BH, they had to get a giant tax break or some other monetary incentive. This wasn't a moral choice. Interesting. Scott, you figured Walmart has 5,000 stores. They've got significant buying power, which is true. When it comes to the price, they can buy ammunition at cheaper than an individual dealer could. No doubt about that. Rabbi, I wonder if it's the area. I wonder if the area matters. If you have a lot of gun stores that have decent prices on ammo, it might affect Walmart's sales. I don't know. Still creepy. HB Industries just got in more +2 CZP-10 magazine extensions. Very cool. Very cool. Ranger, reloading supplies have gone back up. Powder, primers, and hazmat going crazy. Yeah. Keith Gregory, LC9S Pro was my first gun. Those triggers are crazy. That's an interesting first gun. Very cool. Nightwolf, KSU said you sanded down the back of your P10C. How much did you take off? Well, I don't with the HB Industries triggers. I don't have to. They actually work pretty well. But with the P10S, it isn't much. I do remove the entire trigger system, and I take some very light sandpaper and just very slowly, very carefully shave off just a little bit so it rounds it a little bit. It doesn't affect its safety functionality. I mean, it's still, I mean, I can't pull the trigger no matter what I do, but it just took enough off because of my style of shooting, wrapping my finger through, just enough to where it does not catch at all. Totally smooth. So that's all I do. It's kind of a slow process, probably take, 10 or 15 minutes once you've got it all broken down. Breaking it down is a little bit of a pain unless you've done it before. Excuse me. Gizzard Gary, I drove by. Oh, I just lost it. Where did it go? Sorry, Gizzard. Try and find that again. There we are. I drove by 2 different Walmarts today. Didn't even wave as I passed them. Nice. Some very interesting conversations. Still creepy. I like the Talon grip for P10S. Yeah, I'm pretty used to the P10s. I like them. I think they feel good. I don't have a problem with the aggressiveness of them and that sort of thing. Dexter, has anything left your collection recently? Yeah, the Dan Wesson Vigil CCO, because I have the Guardian. The Vigil was kind of on the chopping block regardless, and so that did go. What else? The Mossberg's gone. I was fine with that. That wasn't a big deal. It was a good gun, but it didn't fit any roll or anything like that. Excuse me. That's about it. Everything else is still around for the time being. Not sad. Walmart was the only game in town where I live. Yeah, and I think that's where they really shine, or shined. Did shine. Wild Bill, will you be trying out the Taurus G3? It's not on the menu at this point. I've done the G2C. It was a good gun. I've said my piece with it. Rabbi saying Academy is a good place for ammo. Yeah. We actually have an Academy right down the street from me. Anti-SJW. KS, at what point should we be hoarding new guns before potential ban? It seems like at any day, Trump could enact an executive order banning freedom. I don't foresee him doing that. As far as hoarding or anything, I leave that up to you and what your priorities and what's most important to you. I don't know that I'd be selling everything because it might be a little bit harder to get them back, but we're not there yet, thankfully. Rabbi, no company has morals. True story. Dennis Jones, ammo at Walmart is too expensive to me. Buy way too much of it. That said, I bought 3 boxes of 45 ACP at the range. They charged me $75. Yeah, that's about right. About $25 a box. It's expensive. It's one of the reasons why buying in bulk makes a lot of sense. Ranger 10 online sales killing Walmart. Yeah. I keep moving the mouse just a little bit too much. Carcane, the P10S is good looking. Yeah, it's a good gun. It is a good gun. I see, Ken, the P10S has a good trigger out of the box for me. The P10s have great triggers. No doubt about that. Scott Hale, I've never bought ammo at Walmart. I can be in 3 different gun shops within 10 minutes of my house. Hopefully this will only help local gun shops everywhere. Well said. BH, Angel Fire Ammo is a local KS company I use. They are great to do business with. I have not tried them, but I need to at some point. Steve B, San Francisco is run by Democrats, where you need a map to avoid the crap and needles. Also support Antifa. Yikes. Scott, anyone see the picture of ammo in the dispensers from the Texas gun range where you buy it by the pound? Huh. Keith Gregory saying reloading is always an option as well. My fear is the reloading stuff is going to continue to get more expensive, which means it's not going to be able to pay itself off very well. See, Kim, anyone else have a boating accident and lose their firearms? I definitely did. Little by little. Gizzard Gary, have you done any business with Celtic holsters out of Lenexa? No, I have not. I think Centerfire sells them, but I have not done any business. You guys know I love Harry's holsters. I stick with that. Brian, check out Precision One Ammunition, alloneword.com. Have everything and prices are great. $9.99 shipping. Okay, cool. Jay, right. Oh my God, I only have a grip module and a slide for a non-gun in my SIG P320. Yeah, Scott. Well, you're getting quirked by Mac and Mr. Guns and Gear. They must really not like you. Well, oh, is there another chat going on right now? Is that the deal? Is that the skinny? I don't even know. We'll be done here pretty soon anyway. This was more just a hey, how are you? Check in. Anti-SJW, maybe I missed it, but where do you buy your ammo? If you're talking to me, I buy it at Centerfire Shooting Sports, and I buy by the case. So that helps a little bit. I generally walk out the door a little around 200 or a little bit less for 1,000 rounds. Carcane, any bets on the most likely item to be banned for show? Shockwave type firearms would be my guess. Yeah, I don't know. It's anybody's guess, to be honest with you. Mischievous, if I could only have one, CZ-P10S or P365 XL. They're pretty dramatically different. The P10S is significantly larger, just in overall size. it just feels larger. And I don't have the XL with me again. It's off with another reviewer right now. But I'd probably go P10S. I don't know. That's tough. That's tough to say. Range Randy, I buy most of my ammo at Academy and Cabela's. I watch for sales. Very cool. Very cool. Rabbi, I did. I need to stop using a canoe when I go hunting. Yeah, I'll tell you, it's a tragedy, isn't it? Yeah, Ranger, rather be here than there anyway. That's very nice of you. Me too. Turbo Bill, good to see you. Target Sports USA, great ammo prices, free shipping on 1,000 rounds. Cool. Very, very cool. Steve B, LAX ammo or LAX ammo and SG ammo are two that I've used. I get reloading supplies at Sportsman Guide. Nice. Auntie, do you usually take a big loss when selling your guns? Well, I'm doing things a little bit differently now. I'm not selling person to person anymore. I'm actually letting Centerfire just consign them. And that's proven to be pretty good. We can bump up the price because it's coming out of Centerfire. They take a small cut off the top, but I'm either out ahead or just barely behind what I would person to person. And it takes me out of the deal. And so all the paperwork's there and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of like that. But sometimes you can take a pretty big loss. I've taken some pretty nasty losses in the past. Mean Gene, Biden wants to ban anything with more than one round in the mag. Ain't that the truth? Ranger 10, hate to say this, but Mac only answers your questions if you do a super chat. Yeah, it's unfortunate. To be fair, the volume's a little bit different too. So it's hard. I'll tell you, in busy chat nights, these things really do fly. It's hard to pick out questions, but I like this. This is a lot more fun. It's a little bit more intimate, if you will. Young Guns, did I miss something? I thought you didn't like the grip on the P10S. It's a good point. I'm coming to grips with it. Sorry, had to do it. And getting a lot more used to it. It's still every once in a while it's a little bit funky, but I've gotten a lot more used to it. Have more rounds through it. So I like it more than I did in the very beginning. Excuse me. D Unstoppable supporting all these firearms YouTube channels. I see them all. Full support. Well, we thank you. We thank you very much. Rabbi, boo. Oh, Auntie, what guns are you looking forward to either this year or next? Good question. I don't know. Part of me really wants to try the Masada. I probably won't, at least for the time being. I don't know. It's a very good question. Still creepy. Which backstrap is on your P10? Actually, the one that just comes out of the box. So this would be the. Actually, it's the small, believe it or not, and it feels okay. I mean, I can wrap a pretty good hand around it. I could probably go to a medium, but it it does fine. One criticism I have of the P10s, the roll pin for the backstrap is a pain. So that's never been a lot of fun. So if I don't have to change it, I'm not going to. Jay, your favorite gun, if you could only have one gun, if you only had one gun. Well, my answer is usually pretty boring. I typically go with something like a Glock 19, which I know lots of booze and such. A couple people will probably leave after that. But it's kind of a dual gun, right? And parts are plenty, magazines are plentiful, all that kind of stuff, yada, yada. But if it was really any gun and concealed carry self-defense didn't matter, it would be a CZ Shadow 2. I absolutely love that gun. Keith Gregory, do you like the Glock 48? I very much do. I do not have it anymore. I stuck with the 43X, but I like the 48 as well. I think they're both good shooters. Ranger, Brian, a little town called Dunreath, about 45 minutes directly east of Indy. Nice. Hashim, boo. I know. It's boring. It's totally boring. There's no doubt about it. And there are other equally good guns, like the P10 and the P320, and all those guns. M&P, I love the M&P. But I kind of fall back to the Glock. I mean, I've been shooting Glocks for a long time. I'm getting a lot of boos. Havoc says boo as well. I appreciate that. JM Powers, I like the 43X. Have one myself. Yep, I like it as well. That is a carry gun for me. I have kind of a rotation of carry guns, which some people say you're not supposed to do that, but I do. Mean Gene, is your Staccato C on consignment at Frontier? No, it is not. The Staccato C went away some time ago. I have the Staccato P, and then I've got the Combat Master. So the C I liked okay. The P I like significantly more. It just fits my hand a little bit better. Hashim, Steyr. Okay, no, Steyr's a great gun, man. It is a great gun, no doubt about it. Jay, good point about the G19. Great choice for CZ Shadow. Yeah, it's a CZ Shadow is an incredible gun. I saw it as a star on the show. Man watching, you cost me money. Because of you, I bought my first Taurus G2C. Very cool, man. Keith Gregory, I got the first gen 43, a little easier to conceal. Absolutely, no doubt about it. That extra grip is gonna print a little bit more. It just will. Still creepy. What fun would life be if one did not rotate their carry? Yeah, is that not what life is all about? No, I totally agree. I like that quite a bit. I mean, between the Shield, the 43X, and the 365, those are kind of my main carries. I like that. I like switching things up a little bit. Now, I keep it. I don't rotate them every day or anything like that. It's usually every couple months I'll switch them out. Rabbi, my carry rotation, 43X, P365, P238, and PPSM2. Very cool. I sort of feel like I need to go back and revisit the PPSM2. They're good guns. Brian, the Wilson EDC X9, it's a very nice gun. No doubt about it. Ranger, yeah, did the hurricane mess you up? Yeah, hopefully not, man. My parents are down and all that stuff now too. Auntie, why aren't gun manufacturers making aluminum framed carry guns anymore? I think there's a large void there. Don't sell well due to increased price point. I personally dislike polymer frame. Well, it all depends. I mean, there are various alloyed frame guns like the CZP-01. They're certainly out there. Kevin Roberts, good to see you. Belated good evening to everyone. Laying here in the rehab and forgot about the chat. Well, man, I hope the rehab is going okay for you. Rabbi in a staccato C occasionally. Very cool. Havoc, debating on whether to Cajuanize my Shadow 2. Your thoughts? Is it worth it? You know, the Shadow 2 is incredible out of the box. You could definitely do it. It would probably tweak it a little bit. I don't know that it would really pay off in dividends. Now, if you're a hardcore shooter and you can really pick up on the nuances, yeah, it probably would. I don't know that I would notice much of a difference. Now, if it was something like a standard SPO1 or something like that, and you had that Cajunized, that would be a huge difference. There'd be a massive difference. We're talking pounds of difference in trigger pull, quality of trigger pull, reset distance, all that kind of stuff. But the Shadow 2, I'm not sure about that. Kathleen, everyone knows Glock is best. Well, duh. Dex, I have to say, carry rotation can also be vary by seasons for some. Absolutely. Jay, my Shield and my SIG P320 and CZP07 I rotate. Taurus I travel with. Okay, cool. Yeah, Rabbi, the PPSM2 is under $280, and same thing for the G43. Very cool. Carcane, what's the most unlikely gun you actually carry? Mine's a 6-inch 686. Wow, that's cool. I'm boring, man. I don't really carry anything terrifically unusual, to be honest with you. I really don't. Jay, what are your thoughts on Kimber? I mean, it's one of the only options for aluminum carry. The single action trigger, though, people might not like. You have done a lot with 1911s. What do you think? I have zero experience with Kimber. That's just not been a brand that's been on my radar, to be honest with you. Auntie, any chance of a full collection video featuring all your guns? Probably not. First that would take forever, and not that I've got a million guns or anything. It's just I have a tendency to talk a lot, as you can tell. So that would take a long time. It took a long time to whittle down that top 10 video, polymer video I did. So probably not. And I don't show everything either. Ranger 10, I will carry my X5 Legion this fall and winter. Wow. That's a big gun, my friend. That is a big gun, but I applaud you. I definitely applaud you with that. JM, I have 3 guns in my carry rotation. It's part of my daily wardrobe decision. Okay, that's cool. Young Guns, the SIG 320 X5 Compact has become my go-to carry. Very cool. You know how I feel about that, man. I love it. I still have mine. I think it's great. Still have the carry as well. Guero, thinking about getting a couple of 22s, 9mm and 12 gauge, getting pretty expensive to shoot. TX22 and Ruger 1022 in particular, 2 great options. I mean, the 1022, I would consider that kind of a legend. It's a staple. A lot of people have them. Ferrets with Guns, Shield 4-inch, PC, M&P 2.0 Compact, PO7, and hopefully a Rex Delta. Very cool. All right, we'll have time for one more question. If there's any last minute anythings, and we will do this again, guys. This was more just a catch up. Rabbi, take care, brother. Keep healing. Keith Gregory, I always carry my North American Arms mini revolver and an ankle holster at work. At least I got something on me. Very cool. Carcane Glock 40 MOS is a carry gun. That's a big carry gun. Alaskan Ballistics does it. See Kim. That's funny. Oh, you guys are good people. Well, I don't see any last minute questions. Still creepy. Yeah, man, a lot of fun. So again, we'll do this again. This was impromptu, just for fun. I know there's some other chats going on right now, and I don't generally do Saturday night. I'm going to go have some bourbon and relax. But you guys, thank you very much for hanging out for a little while. And I'll be back on Wednesday, hopefully, with the other guys. And then we'll do some more solo chats as well. And there is a video coming. There really is. In fact, again, I've been working on it today. Just have some more things I need to put together on it. So I might release it on Monday, perhaps. We'll see. But it'll be an if I could only have one. So there is more coming. So you guys, again, Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe, shoot straight, and we will catch up very soon. Thanks, guys.